Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin of the Lone Few. Today I want to talk about Call of Duty, and more specifically the divisions in Call of Duty and what I think might happen. Maybe hope might be the wrong word, but something that with the new addition of the Resistance Division that came of course with this most recent DLC and event, what it kind of means going forward, or what at least it could mean for the game. And now Sledgehammer has kind of done something that Call of Duty hasn't really done before, although granted, you know, the closest thing that we had prior to divisions that were similar were the specialists back in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. And while we did kind of actually see, we had one more specialist added on after the fact in Black Ops 3, it really wasn't a full-fledged specialist. It was Blackjack, who essentially stole either the weapon or the ability of whoever they killed. And so there were no new abilities or weapons or attachments really that had to be balanced. The only thing that game added were, of course, maps and eventually new weapons. But there were never any new perks, and there were never any new special weapons or abilities. However, Sledgehammer, with this newest DLC, has kind of gone against that idea, and not only added a completely new division with completely new perks associated with them, at least new for this game, but they also kind of snuck a couple basic trainings in under the radar, like Saboteur and Shifty. And so what I'm getting at here is I don't think this is an isolated incident. I think that with this DLC season, we should be expecting more divisions as time goes on. I would compare it almost to Rainbow Six, where, you know, Rainbow Six Siege it's one of those games similar to Grand Theft Auto, where it's just the gift that keeps on giving. They're about to start their newest, their third year of DLC for that game. And every single year, they're just adding more and more operators, which is very similar to divisions in that you pick a character and that character has a specific ability or specific weapon that, you can use strategically to your advantage. And so every, 2-3 months, they will release a pack of just brand new operators that are available for everyone. Now, you still have to buy them with the in-game currency that you earn by playing the game, but if you buy the season pass for that specific season, you get them all for free off the bat. And I can see them doing a similar thing with World War II, of course only, giving people the new divisions right away, as we've just seen with this new DLC. So that leads me then to theorize of what these newer divisions could be. Well, they're, for the most part, all based around a specific weapon class. Before Resistance came in, it was, one per each of the main primary weapon classes. There was an assault rifle, SMG, LMG, sniper, and shotgun. Those were your five primary weapons. But the fact that now they made a sixth one about your pistol leads me to believe that not only could we potentially see a melee weapon one, but even a launcher one as well. Spitballing off the top of my head, I could see there being a division where maybe you select this division and you now have a launcher on your back, and you don't have to waste your basic training on the basic training launched. And maybe on top of that, your ability is that you can lock on to enemy aircraft now, and you don't have to free fire it. Or if you want to take it another step further, make it to where it's your third weapon, where you can carry a primary, a secondary, and your launcher by hitting up or down on the D-pad or whatever it is. And that could be a way of incentivizing people to shoot down air support, as well as creating this entire new division with entirely new perks based off of, that idea of taking down air support, or at the very least, blowing people up, I guess. And you can kind of follow that same line of logic for a melee-based division. So maybe, this one, it allows you to throw your melee weapon in addition to actually, just the hacking and slashing people. So it acts similarly to a throwing knife, except maybe, because it's a bigger weapon, it will have a larger hitbox as compared to, the tiny little knives. A shovel is quite large. Maybe it has a bigger area of effect. And maybe also, you can go up and pull it out of people's dead bodies, which is something that, in this game, for whatever reason, you cannot do with throwing knives. If you kill someone with your throwing knife, you cannot pick it up. And then create your, next 3 tiers based off of, meleeing. But so then, now what you're probably thinking is, okay, so we have a pistol-based one for the first DLC, we have a launcher-based one for the second, and for the third DLC, we have a melee-based one. Okay, so, well, what about the fourth DLC? What happens there? We're out of weapon classes. What happens now? Well, now this might be wishful thinking just because I'm not particularly too big of a fan of the division system, but I'm hoping that we could get some kind of a wildcard division in play, where maybe there is no first tier perk that usually applies to a specific weapon class. Maybe there just is none, but instead you only have your tier 2, 3, and 4 perks. But the special thing about this division is that you can choose your, tier 1, 2, and 3 off of the other 8 divisions. So effectively you have that, same old tried and true, 3-tier perk systems where your first tier, or I guess second, right, because 1 is no longer valid because you don't have a weapon class on this one. So for your first tier perk, you can choose sprint longer distances, which you get from airborne, or you can choose to be immune from shell shock and tactical equipment, which is on armored. And then maybe you can combine that with an additional pistol attachment from the resistance class, and then your final perk could be resupplying enemy equipment from the expeditionary division. And you can pick and choose exactly what you want from each tier, and then plus a basic training giving you your 4th and final perk. And so it has something for those who want to customize their division, to be perfectly what they want, but also, hinder them in such a way that you no longer get, your suppressor on your SMG or your bipod or on your LMG. Or if Sledgehammer wanted to take it a step further and, further, I guess, incentivize people to use regular divisions rather than this wild card, even take away the ability to put a basic training on, right? Make it so that you only get those 3 tiers that you can choose from all the other divisions. And I think that that would create such a different meta in the game that I think a lot of people initially would gravitate towards this other, this new class, whatever it is. But I think that then combined with having 2 other divisions in the game and being able to choose from them, and maybe some of these other ones have first tier perks that, are very, very useful, very, very powerful. I think that it will, be evenly distributed, after people get over the fact that, oh my god, we can choose our classes again, and all that. And then there's also, on top of it, it would be the last DLC. The game's kind of dying at that point anyway. It'd be a nice way to just be like, here's one little sense of returning to normalcy before going to Black Ops 4 or whatever the next Call of Duty is, which, if I had to guess, isn't going to use this same division system. And so I think that's pretty much where I'm going to end it. This is a kind of short video, so I apologize. I just wanted to, I guess, air my opinion and see what other people thought. What do you guys think is going to be the future of the division systems within this game? Because I feel like they have to add more after, establishing that with, this first DLC, adding a brand new division. I feel like they're laying the groundwork for some more in the future, and I think that'd be really cool. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and, if you have any ideas for how they could make a launcher-based division or a melee-based division that might be thinking outside the box a little bit. Be sure to like if you enjoyed, and, go down in the description where our Discord is. Go check that out. Go, come talk to us, all that jazz. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. So see you guys. Peace.